So, hello everyone. Today we will be learning about a poem called Mountain Climbing. Okay. So, this poem is about people who climb mountains. They are called mountaineers. Okay. So, let's get into the poem. Guess the pioneer pair of mountaineers in the photograph above. Do you know who they are? They are the first people to climb Mount Everest. So, this man is called Edward. He is called Edward Hillary. This man is called Tenzing Norgay. Okay, so these two together have climbed Mount Everest for the first time. Mount Everest is a very tall mountain. So what is their achievement? As I have told, they're the first people to climb Mount Everest. Given below are some materials or things used for hobbies, pastime activities. Read them, guess the activities, and fill in the blanks. Okay. So one is done for you. Brushes, canvas, pencil, crayon, colors, paper. So now all of these are related to painting. So like that we have to put everything that all of these words belong to. Okay. So now here camera, film, tripod, lenses. We know what a camera is. Film is something that we use inside a camera. Tripod is something that we use to make a camera stand. It's like a tripod is the stand on which a camera is placed. Lenses are used to click pictures. Okay. So now what are all of these related to? They're related to photography. So here you have to put H, O, A, H. So it is photography. PHOTOGRAPHY. Next, Shruti box, veena, tabla, tamburi. These are all musical instruments. What are they related to? Music. So here you put U and I. So MUSIC, music. Utensils, vegetables, knife, stuff, groceries. Groceries are different things that you need for making food. Okay, so now what are all of these? Where do you find all of these? You find all of these in kitchen. What do you do in kitchen? Cooking. So here you should put COOKING, cooking. Next, spade, hoe, axe, knife, digging, fork, cultivator, hand towel. So now you use all of this in gardening. Gardening is when you go to the garden and cut the extra grass, or you make the garden suitable for plants. That is all called gardening. So gardening spelling is GARDENING. Okay, so the next one is volleyball, football, cycling, athletics. All of these are sports. So here you put SPORTS, sports. What is your favorite pastime activity? How often do you do that? So what is your favorite pastime activity? Means when you are free, when you don't have any work to do, what do you like to enjoy? What do you enjoy doing? That is called pastime activity. Some of them might tell they like to play outside with their friends. Some of them might tell they like to help their parents. For some, it might be talking to your grandparents. So like that, what is your favorite pastime activity? How often do you do that? How often do you do that means in a day, how many times do you do that activity? Okay. So now let's get into the poem. Okay. So this poem is called Mountain Climbing. It is written by Laura Howell Horner. Laura Howell Horner. So now what does she say? She says, through the mist, up the winding road, to the mountain high I did climb. So she's telling how she climbed the mountain. She climbed through the mist. Mist means snow. It means fog. Okay. Up the winding road. Up the winding road means there's a lot of snow. So in that road, she climbed up to the mountain high, means to the top of the mountain she climbed. Eager I walk over stones and dust, higher and higher, lost in my mind. So she says that she wants to reach the top of the mountain. So for that, she walks through, there are many stones on her way. There is dust. As she goes higher and higher, there are more stones and dust on the mountain. Legs aching from the ascent, chest rising and falling. This not easy, I find. Legs aching means her legs are paining because she's walking so much on the to the top of the mountain. From the ascent. From the ascent means it's a steep road, so it's going up. So this is called the ascent. Okay. So she's walking through this path. So her legs will pain even more. Chest rising and falling. This not easy, I find. So it's not easy. Breathless, reaching for the sky, searching for the blue clouds, cover eyes blind. So now what does this mean? It means that she's breathless. So sometimes when you run a lot or walk a lot, you take a breath. That is called being breathless. She's reaching for the sky. Reaching for the sky means she's trying to reach top of the mountain. Searching for the blue clouds, cover eyes blind. That means that she's going to the top of the mountain where there are a lot of clouds. Next, stumbling now, stones loose, muscles grow numb, tackling the incline. Because her muscles grow numb means she can't feel her muscles anymore because of the pain that she has gone through by climbing the mountain. Apex reached, breathless fascination. Apex reached, breathless fascination. The world beneath me conquered, now mine. Oh, so in the last paragraph, she's telling that she reached the apex. Apex means top of the mountain. Breathless fascination means she's very shocked to see the top of the mountain. And when you're on top of the mountain, the world is all beneath you. So that's what she's saying, that now it is mine. The world is beneath me. I have conquered the mountain. Okay, so next we'll see the meanings of these words that are used in the poem. Mist, a cloud of moisture in the air. Means it's very foggy. You can't see clearly when there is mist. Eager, full of interest. Ascent means climbing up, movement. So climbing up, you climb up like this. So ascent is climbing like this. The means it. Stumble, walk unsteadily. Means you are not able to walk properly in a straight way. So you're falling down, you're getting up. That is called stumble. Tackling means dealing with a difficult task. Numb, not able to feel. Incline. Incline means it's a slope. Incline is like this. Ascent is like this. Incline. Okay. Fascinate means attract. Apex means the highest point or the peak. Now let's answer the questions in the sentence. So for this, we will also go through the solutions. So if you have any doubts, you can let me know in the comments. If not, you can copy the answers in your notebook. Okay. So this is mention the first question is mention the two difficulties faced by the climbers in the first stanza. The mist and the winding road are the two difficulties faced by the climbers. So in the first stanza, see here in the first stanza, what are the difficulties? They climb through the mist and the winding road. So they are the difficulties. Okay. Question 2. What does the climber find in the fifth and sixth line on the road to the mountain? So on the fifth and sixth line, what does he find? Let's see. So here there are 4 lines. This is the fifth and sixth line. So when he's walking to the mountain, he finds stones and dust. The climber can find stones and dust on the road to the mountain. In the third stanza, the climber finds out that mountain climbing is not easy. Pick the line which shows it. Okay, so now let's go to the third stanza. Third stanza means this one. Which line in this tells that it is not easy to climb the mountain? Which one tells? From the essence, chest rising and failing and falling, legs aching. So this is the a part where it says it's not easy to climb the mountain because her legs are paining. Okay, so here with the chest rising and falling, it is not easy to climb the mountain. The legs will beaching, the legs will, here you can make it paining, okay, from the ascent over the mountain. So now let's go to the next question. Question 4. In the fourth stanza, what does the mountain climber try to reach? Let's go to the fourth stanza. Okay, now what is the mountain climber trying to reach? Breathless, reaching for the sky. So they're trying to reach the sky. The mountain climber trying to reach the sky, searching the blue clouds. When do the climber's muscles grow numb? The climber's muscles grow numb. Whenever the climber set foot on the stones at great height, the legs were stumbling and muscles grew numb. Okay, so now see, we can see this here. In this paragraph, we can see that the muscles grow numb because they're falling on the stones. The mountaineers are falling on the stones. So next one, this one is explain to your group the desire of the mountain climber. So because you are not in a group, you can talk to yourself about it or you can understand this, okay? The mountain climber had a desire to climb the mountain. Though it is difficult and adventurous, he had a firm determination. She was very eager and had as innate desire to climb and reach the apex. It was a very beautiful sight to see the sky covered by clouds. So this is what the mountain climber will say in the poem. She'll tell that though it is difficult and adventurous, but she wanted to go to the top of the mountain. So she, with excitement and eager, she'll climb the top of the mountain. And it was very beautiful to see the world from the top of the mountain. Describe the feeling of the speaker when she reached the top. She was very much breathless when she reached the apex and she felt more happy. Apex means the highest point. The beautiful scenery at the top attracted her, and at the great height, she saw the earth beneath her and felt that she had conquered what she had aimed. Okay, so this is similar to what I've explained before. Pause the video and write down these answers. Express in your own words the adventurous desire you have and exchange it with your partner. So now this is yourself. You have to write it for your own self. What do you want to do that is very adventure in your life? Okay, so now let's go to the next part. Okay, so now this one, summarize the poem in your own words. So you can write it down however you understood the poem, but to make it easier for you, I will show you how you should write, okay? You can pause the video and note down this in your notebook. Mountain Climbing was the poem written by Laura Howell Homer. This is the first person narrative poem. First person narrative means she is telling you the poem as though she is going through it, because the author is telling about her experience of how she became a mountaineer. That is called first person narrative. Here the poet describes his experience of mountain climbing. The way to climb mountain was winding path and covered by snow, and it was very difficult to climb. Though the author chose to climb this mountain and started his journey, she was so eager to walk on stones and dust. When he climbed high and higher, he lost his mind because of the scenery. The surrounding is very beautiful to see. His legs were paining. He felt difficulty in breathing. But he should continue and reach the blue clouds and reach the sky. His legs were shaking and he climbed unsteadily. Her muscles were numb to tackle the slope. Finally, she reached the topmost point of mountain. He felt very happy and attracted by the world he conquered in his task. So this is the summary. In this poem, in a few places they are saying that the poet is a he, and in a few places they are saying the poet is a she. But you can mention it as him throughout the poem. Okay. Next, do you enjoy nature? Give reasons. Write about a place which you would like to visit with your friend. This is friend. Okay. Yes, everyone should enjoy nature because nature is beautiful and it provides pure air, good scenery, birds and animals. There is no pollution and no noise, vehicles, etc. So you can write this about nature, but a place that you would like to visit with your friend, you have to write it by your own. Okay. Now, if you had a chance to do something no one had done before, for example, crossing an ocean, climbing a big mountain, crossing a desert, what would you choose to do? So this is also, again, you can write it by your own. Think about it for yourself and write it down. Collect pictures of Himalayan range and a few peaks. So you can go through the internet and see for the pictures of Himalayas, Mount Everest, or such mountains. Okay. So that is it. We are done with today's poem. We will once go through this small poem here. Okay. The mountain sat upon the plain. The mountain sat upon the plain in his tremendous chair, his observation omnifold, his inquest everywhere. The seasons played around his knees like children round a sire. Grandfather of the days is he, of dawn the ancestor. This poem is written by Emily Dickinson. So here they're saying they're personifying a mountain, means they're telling that a mountain is like a human being. So see, the mountain sat upon the plain. Plain means a surface. In his tremendous chair, his observation is in different directions. The seasons played around his knees, means the seasons were changing. Like children round a sire, grandfather of the days is he, of dawn the ancestor. So grandfather of days means mountains are existing since a very long time. So that is what they're saying. So in this whole poem, they're telling like a mountain is a person. Okay. So that's it for this lesson. If you have any more doubts, you can let me know in the comment section below. Thank you and have a nice day.